the top news headlines. Government orders reopening of 3 Imam markets, temporary market. Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurates 28 projects in Tamenglong district. And 24-hour Imphal-Moray road ban called over DC transfer policy. Good evening and welcome to Pony Television English News at 6:30. Before we move on to the news, a COVID awareness for the general public. We are collectively facing a pandemic threat that is sweeping across the humanity beyond oceans and borders. Considering the seriousness of COVID-19, it's about time we step up against this deadly disease, maintain a safe distance from others, even if they don't appear to be sick, wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Choose open, well-ventilated spaces over closed ones. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Get vaccinated when it's your turn. Follow local guidelines about vaccination. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. This is Loving RIMAI giving you the latest news update. The Manipur government today ordered reopening of 3 Khwaramban Imam markets and temporary market in Pauna Bazaar and Thangal Bazaar, which had remained closed since the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Manipur government, in exercise of the powers conferred under Section 22A of the Disaster Management Act 2005, has also ordered that there will be night curfew from 8:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. to be enforced strictly. 3 marketals and temporary market are now allowed to open to traders and public, it said. Other markets except the above mentioned may open with 50% capacity, ensuring adequate physical distance and wearing of masks, the order mentioned. Restaurants and cafes are allowed to open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Banks, insurance offices and postal offices may function normally. Public transport buses are allowed to ply with 50% passenger. However, social gatherings and feasts are still not permitted, the government order further mentioned.
Thiên organization lay ba jina mo koi moi khau ngasi khana ba haure khana raga moi hare pu koi ngai ba tare na taga koi upai leitre akoi ka thien kaninge ko yung awal pa mayam le ba koi meninge adu mayam je koi huji yang ware ba.
The District Administration Tamenglong, in coordination with Joint Tribes Council, Tamenglong today accorded a warm welcome to Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and his team at Lower Ground, Tamenglong District Headquarters. Thousands of people of Tamenglong and Nonay districts took part in a public function held at the Lower Ground. During his visit to Tamenglong, Chief Minister Biren inaugurated as many as 28 completed projects and laid the foundation stone of 4 new projects. Out of the 28 projects inaugurated today, 3 projects are for Nonay district. Foundation stone was laid for 1 more project through online mode. Earlier in the day, the Chief Minister's helicopter landed at Tamenglong helipad at 10:15 a.m. From there, he went straight to Tamenglong District Hospital at Duigailong and inaugurated a Rs 3.6 crore PSA oxygen plant, constructed crores under Tribal Affairs and Hills, and an additional 50-bedded hospital at Tamenglong District Hospital, constructed at the cost of Rs 4 crore under the Health Department. At the Lower Ground, the Chief Minister inaugurated the much-awaited natural football ground developed under Minority Affairs at the cost of Rs 3.30 crore. Afterwards, the Chief Minister attended a public function at Lower Ground and delivered his speech. A friendly football match was played between Tamenglong team and the Chief Minister team at the event. During his speech, Biren declared RIMAI Railway Station as Rani Gaidinli Railway Station and Tamenglong Orange as GI tagged fruit. He also distributed CMHT cards, fingerlings, and smartphones to college students and handloom machines to selected beneficiaries. DH Biswajit Singh, Minister PWD, RD and PR, Awangbo Numai, Minister Forests, Environment and Climate Change, Vulzagin Valte, Minister TA and Hills, O Lukhoi, Minister Agriculture, R. K. Robindro, Deputy Speaker, MLAs and top officials of different departments accompanied Biren during the Tamenglong trip.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯉꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯥꯟꯗꯝꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯁꯣꯠꯊꯔꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯤꯡ ꯏꯆꯤꯜ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯁꯤꯡ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯁꯤꯡ ꯁꯣꯠꯊꯔꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯒꯤ ꯏꯆꯤꯜ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯁꯤꯡ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯍꯟꯕ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ マナꯕ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯄꯨꯔꯛꯄ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯒꯚꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟꯠꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕ ꯃꯤꯁꯟꯅꯤ.
The Kuki Chiefs Association KCA Technopal has called for a 24-hour band along the Imphal-Moray Highway Road from the midnight of September 27 to register a protest against the alleged government lackadaisical attitude towards the district. KCA General Secretary Seiko Jang Baite said the appointment of the present Technopal District DC Praveen Singh as the additional Chief Electoral Officer by the Manipur government is not objected, but the frequent transfer of DC is uncalled for. The association appealed to the government to rescind its order in the larger interest of the public. India recorded 26,964 fresh COVID cases, which is 3.2% higher than yesterday's figure, 26,115. The country also reported 383 deaths in the last 24 hours. The daily positivity rate, number of positive cases identified per 100, stands at 1.69%. The recovery rate stands at 97.77%, which is highest since March last year. 34,167 recoveries in the last 24 hours increases total recoveries to 3,27,83,741. 82.65 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive, according to the data updated by Ministry of Health and Family at 9 a.m. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Occasion singidamagta makhal kiyagi cake haibadi photo cake, layer cake, brunch cake, barbie cake, fruit topping cake, cupcakes ina chingba fongbigani amadi adomgi apamba mawongda cake customize tawbagi khudong chabasu pisari. Khudong chabasing asi laubinabagi damakta lensing birau aikhoigi address NG College Road near Nauramtong. Phone number 9864112972. Aikhoigi online partner Food Wi-Fi amasung Food Web tagisi order tawiba yagani.
Welcome back after the break. The Department of Radiation Oncology, RIMS, Imphal, observed World Rose Day at the Conference Hall of Radiation Oncology, RIMS. Director of RIMS, Professor A. Shanta Singh, graced the function as the chief guest. Professor Nipram Sanjip Singh, Medical Superintendent, RIMS Hospital, and Dr. T. Daneho Sharma, Head of Radiation Oncology Department, RIMS, were on the dais. Professor A. Shanta stated that observing World Rose Day will bring happiness and hope into the lives of cancer patients and remind them that they can emerge victorious in their battle against cancer through determination and positivity. Fruits and edible items were also distributed to the cancer patients admitted in the wards. BJP OBC Morcha Manipur Pradesh also distributed fruits and sweets to the cancer patients as a part of Seva or Samarpan Abhiyan, celebrating 71st birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. RK Nongdran Komba, President of BJP OBC Morcha, H. Basanta Singh, Vice President of BJP Manipur Pradesh, H. Basanta Singh, Vice President of BJP OBC Morcha, and other officials of BJP OBC Morcha were present during the program. Residents of Nungkao village have expressed dismay over the alleged government indifferent attitude shown towards the village. Nungkao village under Tamenglong district is the birthplace of renowned freedom fighter Rani Gaidinliu. Nungkao village chairman Angam Gangmei said the deserving development works and the respect of the Nungkao village have been totally neglected by the government. The assurance by the government to build a museum is still invisible, he rued.
Gito yengba khotpa miyam akoi visit toba mikading lai adubu hojiki kadab lambi se ase hoye 37 gi khun khan hoda ka ba se lambi siam phatte aduna miyam gi khodong sada miyam lai adubu mathakta ye inquest oning budi imarani gi damakta miyam gi damakta area gi damakta akoi gi manipu gi damakta manipu government na India sarkar na museum sarani habigi paw se dum tai adubu hojik phawba adugumba thabak phakhataba masi athu umtamda miyam gi damakta Rani Museum have said stoneless to view have a request.
The Committee of Civil Society's Kanglei Park CCSK has said it will organize a discussion program on the upcoming Manipur Legislative Assembly polls 2022 on October 18 next. CCSK President Jitendra Ningombam, during a press meet at the committee office in Imphal, said the discussion will delve in how to choose right candidates in the polls.
Election asida maruina laibidi miyam singsina karamba makalgi political party da koida bot thadagadage or natraga karamba makalgi muta aikogi sahi manga gi right se sinagadage aduma sinakhrabu matungda ing tapa nungaiba yaifaba chingtam anisubu punna sakun minabiyaba aduguma gi wakhalo nama mathau tadribra haibatu aikoina public da thamjere haraga masigi matangda discussion ama akhang ahi mayamna discussion ama hairibunu masida tawhangani.
The election of new office bearers of Manipur Government Higher Secondary Lecturers Welfare Association will be held at Pensioners Union Shanglen located at Singjamei Chingamaka on September 23, informed Interim Chairman of the committee, Yu Kunjo Singh, today. The association further informed that the representatives to attend the meeting without fail. All Andhra Youth Clubs Association has condoled the sudden demise of Sarungbam Suresh Singh of Andhra Lamthabung in Imphal East. Suresh was the General Secretary of Andhra Lamthabung Youth Club and also a representative of AAYCA as per a release. A one-day open discussion on Manipur merger agreement, question of nationality and identity of people of Manipur, present and future status of Manipur House, Shillong, was held at the Manipuri House, Rajvari, Shillong. Manipur Maharaja Buddha Chandra was forcefully signed the merger agreement at Red Land Laitungkra in Shillong in 1949. The discussion was organized by Shillong Manipuri Students Union, AMSU, DESAM and KSA. Let's take another short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
The NDA government of Manipur is working with full dedication to fulfill PM Modi's mission to bring clean water to every rural household in the country. CM N. Biren Singh has already announced that potable water would reach all households in rural Manipur by 2022. How ambitious this task is can be gauged from the fact that when the National Jal Jeevan Mission was launched on August 15, 2019, only 5.74% rural households in Manipur had tap water connections. This meant that out of 451,566 such households, only 25,920 had functional household tap connection. But in just 2 years, that number has grown to 235,628. That is from 5.74% to 52.18%. 284 villages and 255 panchayats have already achieved 100% FHTC status. Such has been the seriousness of the government that 2 remote villages close to the Myanmar border, Khangbarol and Khengjoy, have also been provided full regular water supply. These villages were once severely infected with insurgency, but now all 155 families there have tap water supply. Despite the massive COVID-19 outbreak slowing down the progress, CM N. Biren Singh is determined to provide every household potable water supply by next year. As PM Modi aims to bring clean water to every home in the country by 2024, CM Singh is ensuring Manipur is at the forefront of this mission.
Welcome back after the break. Robert Naurem, international fashion designer from Manipur, showcased different intricate handloom weaves of Manipur at Rockstar Fashion Show in Milan, Italy yesterday. The show was produced by Prasanna Weerasuriya Patricia Elman. Robert was also given the title of Best Fashion Designer India during the show. 16 hockey players have been selected to represent Manipur at the 11th Hockey India Junior Women National Hockey Championship 2021 to be held at Simdega, Jharkhand from October 20 to 30. Robert Moirangtham is the coach and P. Purnima is the manager of the Manipur team. The training will start from 25th of October at Kuman Lampak's Hockey Stadium, according to a release from Seram Niken, General Secretary of Manipur Hockey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to meet US President Joe Biden on September 24. The two leaders will discuss the current regional security situation following the recent developments in Afghanistan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi departed for his much-awaited visit to the United States on Wednesday morning. He will hold several bilateral meetings besides attending the Quad Leaders Summit and addressing United Nations General Assembly UNGA debate during his September 22 to 25 visit. Prime Minister Modi is expected to meet United States Vice President Kamala Harris and hold bilateral meetings with Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga, the members of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, before a Quad summit. The theme of this year's debate at UNGA is Building Resilience Through Hope to Recover from COVID-19, Rebuild Sustainably, Respond to Planet's Needs, Respect People's Rights and Revitalize UN. Prime Minister Modi will be accompanied by a high-level delegation consisting of External Affairs Ministers S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor, NSA, Ajit Doval and other senior officials, a media report said. The Taliban, which now rules Afghanistan, has written to United States General Secretary General Antonio Guterres, submitting name of the envoy it nominated to represent the country at the UN. The letter stated that the Taliban's choice of United Nations ambassador was Suhail Shaheen, the movement's spokesperson based in Doha, Qatar. Taliban's nomination has set up a showdown with the envoy of Afghanistan's toppled government, Ghulam Isaaqzai, who has so far retained his post. The Taliban, which seized control of Afghanistan last month, said the envoy for the ousted government no longer represented the country. The letter was signed by Amir Khan Muttaqi, identified as the foreign minister of the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. The letter further stated that Amir Khan Muttaqi wanted to speak at the General Assembly, which got underway on Tuesday and ends next Monday. According to a UN spokesperson, Taliban's request to participate in the debate is being considered by a credentials committee, whose 9 members include the US, China and Russia. But they are unlikely to meet before the end of the General Assembly session next Monday. Until then, under UN rules, Ghulam Isaaqzai will remain Afghanistan's ambassador to the global body, according to a media report. Before we end today's bulletin, the top news headlines once again. Government orders reopening of 3 Imam markets temporary market. Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurates 28 projects in Tamenglong district. And 24-hour Imphal-Moray road ban called over DC transfer policy. that is the end of the bulletin for the English news at 6:30. Stay tuned to Pony Television for more updates.